Hi friends, welcome to another video of Big Tech Talk. In today's video, we will try to understand a very interesting topic in Spark, which is dynamic partition pruning. So, in today's video, we will see what is static pruning and then we will discuss about dynamic partition pruning. So, let's start the video. Let's take an example of user info table. This table has the information about few users with the name, age, and the country where they live. This table is partitioned based on country column. So when Spark will read this table, it will read in three different parts, as our country has three distinct partitions. So first part will have the records for India, the second part will have records for UK, and the third will have records for Canada. Now, let's say I want to fire a query to get all the user whose country is UK. So, I can write select asterisk from user info table where country equals to UK. So, in this case, when pruning is not enabled, the Spark will read all the records from the data store and then will apply a filter. In this scenario, Spark will read a large amount of records, which in turn involves more IO cycle and the performance of the job goes down. Now, consider a scenario when pruning is enabled. So, most of the query optimizer will try to push down the filter to as close as possible to the data source in order to be able to avoid the scanning of full dataset. Spark will try to push down the filter to dataset and then read the data with filter applied on it. So the amount of records read by the Spark is less. Partition pruning works at its best if the filter is based on the partition column. So Spark will be able to skip the partitions which are not in the filter condition. This is called static partition pruning. Till over here, things looks good. But in real world scenario, we don't use only one table to filter the records. In most of the scenario, you will see that there is some kind of join from a small dimension table to a large fact table. So in our case, I have a fact table, that is user info table, and a dimension table, that is income table. And say I want to find all the people whose average income is more than 200. So in this case, we can no longer apply static partition pruning because the filter is on one side of the join, but the table that is more appealing and more attractive to prune is on the other side of the join. Since the other table is big and if pruning is applied, only required partitions will be considered while reading the data. But we cannot apply pruning, so we have a problem now. A easy approach will be to join the dimension table with the fact table beforehand and then use static pruning over a single table. This may sound okay, but it has a lot of problem. Since we have to apply a join, which is an expensive operation. On the other hand, we have to create a duplicate dataset by creating an intermediate table before applying static pruning. If there is some change in the dimension table, we have to perform the same operation all over again, which is a time consuming and difficult to maintain. So let's see how Spark will do the join. In general scenario, if the dimension table is small, then it's likely that Spark will execute the join as a broadcast hash join. If we have two tables that are hash join, there are number of things that are happening. First, Spark builds a hash table out of the dimension table, which we call as the build relation. After it executes this build relation, it will load the result of build relation into a broadcast variable. Spark distributes these variables across the worker that are involved in the computation. Then Spark will start exploring that hash table with the rows that come from the fact table on each executor. By doing so, we are able to execute the join by minimizing the shuffle. In this approach, we are able to reduce the shuffle, but still, each executor will try to join the small table with the data at that executor. But this is interesting, as we can use similar technique to optimize our job if we are able to remove unnecessary partition read at the executor level. So, this is where dynamic partition pruning comes into play. So, dynamic partition pruning understands the result of the build side, basically the broadcast result, as we are going to take them directly and then plug them in a dynamic filter inside the scan on the top of the large table. So, this is actually an effective and optimized version of dynamic partition pruning. In simple terms, we have put a dynamic filter which we received from the small table and attached that filter condition to our large table. So, Spark will create a filter on the large table and will try to skip the partitions which are not required. So, the filter condition was created by Spark at the runtime and the condition is dynamically created. And this concept is called as dynamic partition pruning. Dynamic partition pruning extends the concept of broadcast join with static pruning. Spark 2.x does not provide the creation of dynamic filter, so you will not be able to use the advantage of dynamic partition pruning. It is only available in Spark 3.x. So friends, in today's video, we have seen the concept of static pruning, which helps to skip the unnecessary partition, and the concept of dynamic partition pruning, where dynamically filter is generated on the large table. So friends, we are done with today's video. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Do hit the like button and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you.